Hi everyone, I'm Paul Rippey.
Hello, I'm Anasuya, and we're here to tell you about savings groups, what they are, why people join them, and why you might want to join one too. And we'll make sure you can find everything you need to get started, including a coach. You can find that at startyoursavingsgroup.com. Got some pictures to show you. We're going to have some savings groups members from Missouri come in by video to share their experience with you. So let's get started. Savings groups are groups of about 15 to 25 people who come together to save money, to borrow money, and if they want to, they meet regularly, about once a week or every 2 weeks. And they share out. See, savings groups usually they save and meet for about a year, and then at the end of the year, what we call the cycle, the group will take all the money it has collected, the savings plus any interest from loans and anything else, and give it back to the members in one lump sum. Then the cycle starts again.
So, what do savings groups look like? Well, they all look different because they're made up of people and people look different. Here are 5 photos of savings groups around the world, and they're some of my favorite groups. This first one is in Tajikistan in Central Asia, and the people in the group look just like people in Tajikistan. This group is from Malawi, and I love this because the women are so happy to be in their group that they all got the same outfits, which they wear to every meeting. Here's a children's group from the Philippines, and because they're children, they're very, very enthusiastic, as you can see. Here are some women up in the high mountains in Pakistan, near the border with Afghanistan. And finally, here are some women with the savings group in the Netherlands. Now, there are few savings groups in the United States, but not many yet. But all it takes to start a savings group is 1 or 2 people to bring some friends together. So let's go out to Ferguson, Missouri, where there's a really great group made up of really nice people. And here's Nancy Jordan, who was the person who got that group together. And she's going to talk about how she had their first meeting with their friends and how they got together to write their constitution.
So we held an informational meeting for anyone that wanted to come. There was about maybe 20 people there that night, and just learning about the savings groups and what it could be and if they were interested in joining. Well, when we had our initial kind of forming meeting, we had about 15 people there, and out of those 15, everyone said, yes, I'm in. And so from that point on, we started doing our Constitution. I gotta say that the Constitution is one of the most important things about a savings group. It really governs everything that you're going to do for the rest of the time together. And with a little bit of guidance, you really can plan for just about everything that's going to happen in your group. So through the Constitution, we got an opportunity to decide how much we wanted to save, and what would be good for everybody. So while some people maybe could save more, we wanted to make sure that we accommodated those people who could save less. We decided what the penalties would be, if someone couldn't come or someone couldn't save or anything like that. And so even things that we never would have thought of, and things that we were like, we don't really need to talk about that, but sure, we'll just put something down. Lo and behold, throughout the course of the year, everything came up. But the Constitution was a really important thing, and I'm so glad that we do it. And if you are going to be doing a savings group, I highly recommend that you spend a good amount of time thinking about, exactly how you want your group to be ordered.
Thanks, Nancy. Now, here's what a meeting looks like. Everybody comes together in one place. Now, that could be someone's living room. It could be a church basement, could be a community center. Here are some folks in Nicaragua who are meeting in a library. And here are some women in Rwanda who go outside their village up on top of a hilltop with a beautiful view.
There are 3 main parts to a meeting. First, everyone saves. Then, people who have borrowed and need to pay back, pay back. And finally, anyone who wants or needs to borrow can ask for a loan. Now, there are details about how to do this, and they are available at startyoursavingsgroup.com. There's a manual that goes over all of this material. There's a sample constitution for a group that you can use and modify as you wish. There's some bookkeeping forms you can use, and maybe most importantly, you can ask for a coach. A coach is someone who can help you answer questions and help you get started and just be there for you while you're starting your group.
So why do people join savings groups and what's in it for them? Well, I think there are three main things. The first is social. Now, if we share our money and we're doing something in common, that can either bring us together or push us apart. You know, sometimes people get into lawsuits or jealousies about money. Savings groups don't work like that. They actually serve to bring people together. And here's Kevin and Brittany Starks from Ferguson talking about how they developed greater trust with old friends even through being in a savings group.
I was a little apprehensive because I didn't know kind of who would be included in that team. But after knowing that the majority, actually all of the individuals in our group were members of our church, that kind of eased that apprehension.
I had worries. So I loved everybody, but I didn't know how everyone worked with money. So it was a difference for me and so it wasn't that it was not trusting. It wasn't that I wasn't trusting. It was just, I was more, well, maybe I wasn't trusting, I can be honest. So I was just more apprehensive because I felt like and we see each other all the time, like at least once a week. And so I knew them in one aspect, but you know, like with money, it's always different, right? You don't like really know people until you like deal with money, right? And so we've never, like, it wasn't like that, no, you know, so I think we were very apprehensive at first, so we're just saving very small amounts, just doing the minimum. And then once we were like, oh, okay, we love them in all ways, even with money. No, I'm just joking. Like it didn't matter, but like how they were with money. But it just showed everybody was all in. And I think that was what changed it for us. We knew everyone was all in, everyone was committed. We didn't have issues where like half the people weren't showing up, or you know, we never dealt with that. So we built trust within our group. Like, so we already had a relationship, but it seems like our relationships built even where they grew because it was kind of a different context, I guess, of our relationship. So.
You know, a lot of people have trouble saving, and a savings group is the support that you need to save regularly. AJ Betts in Missouri doesn't consider himself a saver, and even after being in a savings group, he still says he's not a saver. But he's changed the way that he manages money.
Actually, I don't think the group really didn't change me. I'm still a spender, but I do think about where my money goes. Having a understanding that you need a backup plan, you need a safety net to catch you. I think it's something that I didn't think about before. And so whether it changed me or not as far as, you know, how I think about money, I don't think it did that, but it does make me more aware to have something to fall back on, where normally I wouldn't have anything to fall back on. I would spend it and, you know, figure it out later on. But with this savings group, it did allow me to say, okay, while yes, I love spending money, but you know, having that backup plan, having something set to the side, does make you feel a little bit easier about spending money. Sorry.
So the second reason to start savings groups is savings groups make you save. And the third reason is that people are empowered to manage their own money. Here's Teresa Deshay out in Missouri to tell us about that.
I joined the savings group without any problems because when I first heard about it, I immediately thought that this would be something great for me because I don't prefer banking institutions. I know we need them, we have them, but I prefer to be in charge of my own money at all times. And I really thought it was good. So when I heard a good friend of mine say she thought the same thing, talked to her, and it was a go from there. I didn't have any doubts about it.
So that's it. If you're interested, you can go to startyoursavingsgroup.com to download all the materials. And you can start saving money and meeting with your friends to do so. It's easy, it's fun, and it'll change your relationship to money and to people.
So that's it.
That's it.
Thank you very much.
Happy savings.